want to thank everybody for coming out and for being here on our get-together each month where we stop and celebrate and recognize all sorts of good things that are going on and update everybody on events. The first thing we typically do is we recognize birthdays that we're celebrating in the agency, so everybody in the agency's birthday is identified here. So how many years do you think we're working on there? 2,600.
3245.
32. I think Miss Joseph got it right on the dot one time, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Well, she didn't just then, but she has before. Anybody else want to guess how many birthdays? 1522. All right. Miss Cindy's being nice to everybody. All right, so how about 2760?
I was closing.
Hey, do y'all remember the kid in class we all wanted to punch in the nose? He's up in the front row, right up here. Maybe not punch, that wouldn't be nice, but maybe whatever. So what's today? February 5th?
Yes.
February 5th? All right, so is anybody in here's birthday on February 5th? Don't you get caught lying in here. We'll trick you. February the 5th, anybody? Where's Darlene McClung at? What are you doing down there hiding? You know what we do to people who hide from us.
Darlene, come on, D.
Come on up. Get up front.
I have never seen.
Come on, Darlene.
Darlene, come up here.
I had to put on my dots.
Hey, it's really not on February 5th, I don't think, right?
It's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I knew that. I knew that. Here, and we're even going to have and you got a twin sister coming to town on your birthday?
Yes, my twin sister will be here on the 25th of February. We're going to celebrate.
Well, how about that? Well, let's sing happy birthday to Darlene on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darlene. Happy birthday to you.
Well, yeah, help the old lady out. Thank you.
That aged me 20 years watching that. Watch it. We have lost our control of anything. All right. Did that wake you up? It embarrasses me. Look, he's holding his knees. He can't move right now. Oh, my God. Imagine a guy 62 years old. You do pretty good for 62. All right. We also recognize our employees and officers of the month, and our employee of the month this month is Deborah Dixon. All right, it says, on October 11th, I had the good fortune of sitting in the lieutenant's office at the MCC in the midst of a discussion about trends in the RHU with particularly difficult inmates when case manager Deborah Dixon walked in. She advised that on several occasions throughout the day, officers were approaching her, telling her that one of our frequently difficult inmates was getting upset about not being able to call his attorney. This particular inmate has a lengthy history of incidents rising to the level of uses of force due to his significant mental health issues. Ms. Dixon, aware of this fact, advised that she knew that the inmate was escalating and that she felt she could help by allowing the inmate the opportunity to use the case manager's phone. Not only were we able to avoid any escalation of use of force, but we actually experienced a rather quiet and peaceful weekend as it relates to this inmate. While one incident may seem barely significant, it should be noted that this is Ms. Dixon's character at work. She is always working with custody staff in our daily dealings with the difficult inmates assigned to her workload. Given her vast experience in the other side of corrections, she has an uncanny ability to emphasize and does whatever it takes to ensure the spirit of cooperation is alive and well. 23 years ago to the day, Ms. Dixon, then Sergeant Dixon, greeted me at my first tour of the CJC with a warm smile, kind heart, and a genuine desire to be helpful. I'm confident in saying that nothing has changed. I'm truly grateful for Ms. Dixon, and I'm certain that the DCSO is and is better for her being here. That's written by Chris Brown. Fantastic. Fantastic. We'll get our, there we go. We'll get our picture made first. There we go, and we'll give you that. We will give you your 8 hours of leave, and there we'll give you your coin, and we will give you your nomination. And thank you for a job well done. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Also did the uniform policy.
So, by the way, I walked in last Saturday or so, and I caught Miss Dixon in a brand new facility booking room computer in the wee hours of the morning watching really not all that exciting video, but it was very, I scared Kira. Where are you? I walked in. It scared me too, by the way. I walked up, everybody's hiding in the hallway. So, all right, so our officer of the month for the month of December is Mr. Walton Robinson. We doing it? It says on Saturday, November 30th, Channel 4 News ran a story of a man Metro PD was looking for in the connection with a bank robbery at the Region Bank in Donaldson. While watching, Officer Robinson noticed that the man on the surveillance camera was Danny Ross. Officer Robinson knew him from his time in and out of the jail over the years. Officer Robinson called Crime Stoppers and identified Mr. Ross as the suspect. Metro PD put out a search for Mr. Ross, and he was arrested a few days later after attempting to rob a cork and bottle liquor store. Officer Robinson's attention to detail and knowing the offenders from the past and present for the DCSO assisted Metro PD in the arrest of a dangerous suspect. For these reasons, along with many more, I'd like to nominate Officer Walton Robinson for Officer of the Month. That's written by Danny Jenkins. Thank you very much. There we go. Job well done. Congratulations. Let's get our picture first. Sure. All right, hang on one second. Let's see. We'll give you, there's 8 hours of leave off. There's a ribbon for your uniform. And we'll give you your nomination for that. And job well done. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. So what did you say about the uniform?
He was on the uniform policy.
Robinson? Okay. I was about to comment about Mr. Robinson's uniform. I see everybody wearing the newer version of that, and you can give credit to him. He was on our focus group for a lot of you, but see the uniforms everywhere. Hear a lot of really positive things from folks getting to wear them, and that came out of and it grew out of the employees here that wear uniforms, and so I'm very proud of that. Hopefully it helped all of you. So you guys know we have incidents from time to time that are unique, and we want to recognize special accomplishments and special things that are going on. So I'd like to call all of these folks up, and I'm going to read the incidents to everybody. I'd like to call Lieutenant Christopher Muehlhauser, Corporal Jared Irvine, Corporal Jerome Cornish, Corporal Michael Brooks, Corporal Anisha Jones, Corporal Prescott Phillips. We can all come up here if you don't mind. Everybody's got the uniform on today. Oh, there's the old one. There's a few old ones. Yep, that's right. So I'm going to read 2 incidents, and then I think you'll fully understand what we're doing today. We're going to recognize them for their work. On January 29th, 2020, Corporal Jared Irvine was working at A.A. Birch Courthouse when at 7:45 a.m., inmates alerted officers that an inmate was unresponsive in one of the holding cells. Once inmates were secured in another holding cell, Corporal Irvine and Corporal Jerome Cornish Jr. entered the cell. Upon entering, inmate Terrence Claybrooks was unresponsive on the floor. Corporal Irvine and Corporal Cornish attempted to wake the inmate by conducting sternum rubs. While trying to wake the inmate, he started to breathe shallow and gasp for air. It was decided to place the inmate in the recovery position to open his airway and check for a pulse. Once a pulse was found, additional sternum rubs were initiated to try to wake the inmate. Inmates in the cell stated they saw the inmate take some pills before he passed out. At that time, Narcan was administered. At around 8 a.m., the inmate was giving 1 dose of Narcan in his left nostril. 2 additional sternum rubs were administered, and there was still no response. At around 8:05, another dose of Narcan was administered in the inmate's right nostril, and additional sternum rubs were administered, and again, no response. HCC nurse Bernie arrived and took over. Inmate was given another 2 doses of Narcan before he started to respond and wake up. Medcom was called, and the inmate was transported to the hospital. A separate incident on the same day, I believe, on January 20, 2020, Corporal Michael Brooks was walking by the attorney's booth in 4B and noticed an inmate in an unusual position. Upon opening the door, it was determined that the inmate was in an unconscious state. Corporal Brooks used a fireman's drag to get the inmate out of the booth and to the floor to access the situation. A code green was called by Corporal Brooks, and he started CPR. Corporal Anisha, is that right? I'm gonna get it right. Anisha? Anasha. It's got an A, why was I saying E? Anasha Jones, hearing the code, stepped into the holding cell from the courtroom where she also relayed the code green and assisted with CPR. Lieutenants Christopher Muehlhauser and Corporal Prescott Phillips were the first to respond on the elevator. Lieutenant Muehlhauser administered Narcan. Corporal Matthew Fox was directed to get the AED. The inmate was giving a minute to respond to the Narcan, at which time he did not. A pulse was detected by Corporal Phillips, but there was no respirations. Lieutenant Muehlhauser gave the inmate 1 rescue breath, at which time he took 1 breath and stopped. After a few moments, the inmate was given 2 more rescue breaths, and he resumed breathing and started to regain consciousness while an aggressive sternum rub was applied by Corporal Phillips to keep him alert. Medcom arrived shortly after, and the inmate was taken to the hospital. This is within 1 day's time. And I watched these videos, and we were going to show them to you. It's a little complicated, but it really, for me, I've been in this all my life. You guys know this line of work. But for the regular person, to see the effort put forth when people, whether they're intentionally trying to kill themselves or not, they're on their way to doing that. And to see people react in the middle of a courthouse, which is really not our comfort zone anyway, and to do everything in their power to make sure this person is alive today. And maybe it's because it was visual and very recorded that you could see everything and see this man who's dead on the floor. I mean, if you know nothing about Narcan, it says don't give them that much, but once they're gone, why not keep trying, right? And so they went above and beyond what the expectation was of the use of Narcan. And there are people alive today, there's families with loved ones today. The city, and again, these folks that made some bad decisions, they wouldn't be in jail. Made some bad decisions to take some stuff, or they wouldn't have nearly killed themselves. But who knows where those individuals are going to turn out? They may turn out to change the world. But these individuals here have done everything and some in their real job. And so we want to present each one of them the exceptional service ribbon for their uniforms, and we want to make sure to tell them we appreciate your job well done and the work that you do every day. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I know, Chef, right? Yes. Gotcha. See you. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Thank you. Mr. Phillip. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Let's get a picture with everybody. Can we do that? Let's get everybody up here.
You guys, all right, 1, 2, 3.
Here we go. Thank you, guys. Job well done. Across the street from the stadium or Diagonal, if you get a chance to drive by there, I do it every day. I make sure they're better be pouring concrete. By the way, these guys are pouring in the rain, in the cold, dark. I think they're scared of me, but I show up over there and make sure that they know I'm watching. But that feels really good too. I don't know if I said this last month or not, but we met with the mayor's office again, and the funding is not going to be an issue. That's good news. I'm not promoting politics here, but you know the soccer stadium wasn't funded fully, and so I've been worried. He committed to getting ours funded. It's going to be done into March. They're pouring concrete. They're moving. We should be probably at this time next year being able to walk around the building, and then I think soon thereafter. Can anybody help me on the date?
February 20th.
February 20th. So let's use late February as the opening of that, and so we're not far off from having both of those buildings open, and we will clearly open the BCC a little later this year. So there's a lot of new openings and new things going to happen. Of course, getting the women back over here and settled out here too. So Really excited about all that. I think get us out of the rundown hospital, get us out of the rundown grocery warehouse, get us out of these rundown trailer parks, get us where we belong, and then we can go to work. So a lot happening with that as well. Pretty exciting stuff. Let's see, what else? Yes, this is normally the time of year, right after the first of the year, we start focusing on Service Appreciation Week, which is late March.
April 2nd is the dinner, so it's that.
Yeah, the last few days of March and April 2nd is our awards dinner, so we will lead up to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday events scheduled every day. We were kind of joking, we used to let people relax their uniform. The officer probably won't do that because their uniforms are pretty relaxing now. That's good news. But we'll come up with some other ways, and any ideas you have in ways to show our appreciation during that week for all of our staff, let us know. We've got a whole planning effort going on. The Officers and Employees of the Month that were awarded this morning are the last two eligible to win our Officer Employee of the Year for last year. That breakfast will be soon here in a few weeks. We'll have a breakfast to nominate our Officers and Employees of the Year, obviously bring those to our dinner. We have a lot of stuff that layers as we get ready to go. Again, and that's the last week of April. The next week in April, we'll be opening the building. There's a lot going on with that. We're going to have an event or so in May in our BCC, probably open it in July, and then we'll keep moving toward our headquarters. So a lot happening, a lot going on in the agency this time of year, and I hope you start to feel that as we go. What else we got? Somebody help me? Anybody? Anything? Anything? Bless you. I was going to let Ms. Harris sneeze real loud. I saw her back there. Yes, Ms.
Everyone, first of all, thank everybody that participated in the MAD, Mothers Against Drug Driving fundraiser last year. We made $700.
Good.
Our efforts in going into that. And so this coming March the 31st, at the health fair, stop by our table. We will have a survey. We have two events that we want to do. One will be the cupcakes for MAD. They will be a suggested $1.50. We will have various samples at our table so you can taste. And then we want to do a survey because I came up with this idea about having a talent show, talent for MAD. I know some of you all in here have some wonderful talents. And so we want to see what people think about, I'll sing, but anyway. But if you guys are interested, please stop by our table, do the survey, and let us know what your thoughts are about doing the talent for MAD. It'll be a fun thing. I know we all have had a lot of trials and tribulations, but if we can just kind of do that, just have a little fun and a little laughter, please just do the survey. Let us know, and that'll be on the 31st at the health fair. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, Byron?
Regina has been working closely with Metro Police and their what used to be called the PASS program.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to have the first new peer supporter training in years. If you know someone who you think should be a peer supporter, get the name to me or Regina as soon as you can. We really need some COs, especially working evening shifts.
Okay. So we need to post that on the monitor too.
I'll get something.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so I see Evan, I see Chief Ford. We need all of your help in recruitment. It's where we are in our world. Every agency is doing this. Chief Ford's headed to Fort Campbell tomorrow with a group. We've been very working hard over the years with the military coming out of Clarksville, and so we had a crew going up there. Evan's got folks on radio commercials. We're doing all sorts of recruitment all over the state, and but we need your help. I mean, every agency is going through this right now, and we're better than most. I mean, our retention is much higher than police and corrections anywhere else. But we need your help. You're the best recruiters we have. Some people don't know what we do, and so obviously if you can help get the word out, that would help us down the road as well. So a lot going on. We have a class right now right? We have a class coming right after this. And so we're aggressively pursuing new people. So, and any ideas you have on that too, please reach out to Evan, because we've got some creative things that are going on in the world of hiring people around the country. So if you hear something cool, let us know. What else we got? Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
I'm selling Girl Scout cookies.
All right. Well, hey, I tell you, I'm telling you what's selling the cookies is in front of you. If you don't buy cookies from, how about that? Hey, yeah, we will buy cookies, I promise you. That's Sheila's fantastic. All right, who else? We got anything else, real quick? Let's do this. All of our honorees who were recognized today, let's let you go first. Let's get some food and fellowship. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate your work.